Is 2 years you assumed the office as the Honorable Commissioner for this powerful ministry in Abia State. How did you meet the ministry when you came on board?
Well, in 2023, the month of June, I was first appointed the special advisor to the governor on local government because as at then the House of Assembly was yet to be constituted, so the governor just appointed special advisors. Upon the constitution of the House of Assembly, we were now nominated as commissioners, and that was by June, fully assumed office as the Honorable Commissioner over the ministry. And from the time I came in, what we met on ground was pure raw. There was nothing to build on as far as we were concerned. There were no structures, foundational structures for anyone to improve upon. For a state as old as Abia, created in 1991, one would have thought that by 2023, all you will do is to build upon legacies that were already existing. But in several factors, you find out that you had putrefaction all over. So you needed to even to dig and clear up the ground for you to even begin to lay foundations. Yeah, give credit. Here and there, a couple of things we are already in place that you could work with, but more of what we met were landmines that made it difficult for
Just to cut you a bit short, can you give us the little color of some of the road you met?
Okay, one major thing that we faced was that across the state, all the local government headquarters were non-functional.
Okay.
No administrative buildings. Where you find buildings, they were totally dilapidated. My local government for one is Selangor South. Some of the buildings were already burnt. I don't know what happened. In Abia South, you had the Abia Town Hall completely burnt during NSAS and nothing had been done about it. So workers were all over the road, all over under trees and all that. Across the local governments, there were no administrative buildings. So you found out that people who were supposed to be working in those places as civil servants were totally demoralized, and there was no coordination. And for us, it was a major challenge. Another challenge that we faced was that the NOGE, which is called the National Union of Local Government Employees, was in big crisis when we came in. There were factions, and so the workers were more engulfed in political tussle amongst themselves than even the actual work. Those are the things that I met on board, and a highly demoralized workforce in the ministry. Within a few months, His Excellency Dr. Alex Oti, against all permutations, decided that the best way to go would be to look for men and women who were already accomplished in other spheres of life as business and private individuals, those who had excelled in the private sector, to bring them in as partners to begin to work as mayors, local government chairmen, to be able to turn around the fortunes of these local government areas. People who will not be looking at what they are going to gain from the system, but who actually have enough capacity to invest in the system and to help recover those places. So you have people like Ide John Udabala, who is a known industrialist in Abia. You have people like Bodex. You have people like Joe Zaro. These are well-established people. You have people like Dr. Elele, who served with the American Navy. These are well-established men who came in with their resources, came in with their experience, and we started working together. And His Excellency made sure that the local governments had access to their funds in order to begin to rebuild those administrative structures. And across the state as we speak today, you will find that our local government headquarters, across every local government in this state, they are work centers. They are places you would like to stay in and then work and deliver the dividends of democracy that our people are yearning for. For now, it was a bit tricky because these are labor issues and we are not supposed to come in. But as far as we are concerned, in order for the people to move forward, we needed to help. Yeah. So we tried to engage with the factions. The Nigerian Labour Congress also came in from Abuja And there were all kinds of back and forth and all that and pressures. But at the end of the day, we encouraged the people to do the needful, and we made sure that they held their elections. And after a few months, it was finally resolved. So today we have a united Norge, and there's peace within the workforce and the people within the local government.
Beautiful. So apart from this, what about other things you can identify as tangible achievements recorded under your watch, these few years?
Okay, so another major challenge was on accommodation. When we came in, I found out that where we were, the old JAG building, was barely enough to accommodate the workforce and to be able to ensure that they deliver positively on all aspects of their responsibilities. And so I was made to know that there was a new JAG building being built, and they had started the building of that JAG building by 2011, December 2011, I believe that's when the government of Governor T.A. Orji, had signed off a contract to a company called J&J Construction Limited, and they had started that, and the plan there was to complete in 3 years. So by 2013, 2014, should have been completed. By the time we came in 2014, that project had been abandoned for over 10 years.
Wow.
And then I paid a visit to the place, and I saw a decrepit structure. A lot of investment had been made. The block works had been done, the roof had been done, but the doors were messy, the windows were messy, many places were not tiled, and we're talking about a 5-story building. What could pass as the biggest public-owned edifice in the state. And after my inspection, I called for the contractor, incidentally still around, a Lebanese, with his Nigerian partners, and I asked them what the challenges were, and they told me all kinds of horror stories. And then I took the matter up with His Excellency and pleaded that he allows us to intervene and see if we can recover. And he said, we can go ahead. So by that, the contractor brought in their estimates. We called in the Ministry of Lands and Housing for the state to please do their own estimate and do a review of what they had done, which they did. And having done that, we asked the contractor whether he could work with their price. He accepted to work with them. We didn't think there was need to change the contract for us, because it's not about giving contracts. We just wanted the job to be done and to be completed. And by December 2023, we had approved that the contractor can go back to site. His Excellency ensured that the state and the local government, because it's a joint building, state and local government made the necessary contributions for the contract to continue to be executed. And between December 2023 and May 2024, that building was fully completed. His Excellency Dr. Alex Oti commissioned that building on the 29th of May 2024 as part of his first year in office, project. And that's where we're sitting today.
And that's where we are sitting.
That's where we are. And then as we speak, several government ministries, agencies, and departments are housed in this building. And that's one of the things that we did, and we are grateful to God for that privilege.
Incredible. The big issue, there is always this insinuation, thinking out there, misconception, whatever you call it, that states, not just Abia, are still tampering with local government finances or funds. So let's say from you, how financially autonomous are local governments in other states?
Okay, you see, this is an issue that many people have no idea how it works. The truth of the matter is that in every state, you have local governments. Without those local governments, there is no state. It's just like saying you don't need the wards. Without the wards, there's no local government. So both the state and the local governments is a joint relationship, a symbiotic relationship. Yeah, there are funds that are coming from the federation account for the state. There are funds that are coming from the federation account for the local governments. And for us in Abia, because there are jointly owned projects, these local governments have their bills, the state has its own bills, but they are jointly owned intervention projects. The state government under Dr. Alex Oti, we manage what environment and ASEPA, what we call ASEPA, Abia State Environmental Protection Agency, and the work they're cleaning up everywhere, making sure everywhere is okay and all that. So the local government makes their own contribution, the state make their own contribution. Yeah. So we also look at cases about management of the payment of traditional rulers. That's within the local government and all that. Dr. Alex Oti does not interfere. What I do as commissioner under Dr. Alex Oti is that every month we hold a meeting with all the mayors, all the local government chairmen, and which is called the JAC meeting. A JAC meeting is the Joint Allocation Accounts Committee. Joint means that both the state and local, we are sitting down, okay, this is how much that had come in. The local governments will agree, okay, for this is what we are going to do, this is the area we are going to do. His Excellency Dr. Alex Oti is not a signatory to that account. I'm not a signatory to that account. The monies are sent to the local government. The money comes into our JAC account, okay, and then the monies per local government are sent to those local government for their projects. Okay. After they have all agreed that this will be used in order to intervene in this will be used to intervene in this, and then we'll do all that, and then the monies go there for those payments. Other things that are also done jointly are that we look at the other salaries and payments that could be made, and engagements that could be made at the center. If we have joint projects and all that, the local governments make their own contributions, the state make their own contributions. So those deductions are made, and then the local governments make their payments from their local government accounts.
So what you do, or what the ministry does, is more like supervision to ensure that the local governments do not abuse what they have.
Absolutely. That's what we try to do, to make sure that the state is functional and then no local government is left behind. And then that the local governments keep to the terms of their engagements, especially when it comes to projects, and the things are done the way they should be done.
Okay. Let's now talk about Ndeze. Under your watch, can you say that the lots of Ndeze have been bettered, or it is still what it used to be? So what can you say in that direction?
As we speak, Abia is the highest paying state for any traditional ruler, okay, in the entire Southeast. Even though we have the largest number of traditional rulers as a state in the Southeast. When we came in...
You have an idea of the number?
Yes. Right now we have 559 traditional rulers. Wow. Yeah. Even though there are deaths every day, so we keep updating records, so it goes up, it comes down, and all that. When we came in, there was no comprehensive list. The ministry, they didn't know how many were alive, how many had died. Nobody knew exactly what the number was. So one of the first things I did in 2023 was to do an enumeration of all traditional rulers, local government by local government. That we did, and now certified the number. Now, having certified that number, we now looked at how much they were earning. It may interest you to know that my father is a traditional ruler, one of the oldest traditional rulers in the state. So I was aware of the fact that certain months receive 10,000 naira, some months 8,000 naira, 15,000 naira. But because he has children who are well established, we didn't bother. And he's also, a federal pensioner. So something comes up for the federal government. But in his magnanimity, Dr. Alex Oti, from December 2024, approved the payment of new monthly stipends to traditional rulers. That as we speak, the least paid traditional ruler in Abia today is earning 250,000 naira per month.